The more I talk to guys, and the more they're adamant, stubbornly adamant that every single woman is the same. And now that's not the same as me saying you need to get into a relationship. You don't. In the same way, you don't need to drink coffee. It's you as a guy, if you know what you want to do and what kind of things you want to be engaged with, it's not just you want to spend your time in a relationship with a woman or you want to sleep with a woman, but what is the quality of woman? And the quality for you, most importantly, not some quality that they tell you this is a high value woman or this is a high value man, but what does it for you? This is what I'm advocating in my channel. What does it for you? And you can only answer that righteously. What does it for you? What clicks with you? What matches with you? What is compatible with you? Compatible with you, gentlemen. You only find that out when you find out what your ethics are, what you stand for, what your yeses and nos are. I get really disappointed in a lot of guys where they think that relationships and love is just luck, blind luck, because they all agree with the view that all women are the same. There's nothing you can do. The system is rigged. Don't play. But you got choice in everything else. You might not like how the movie industry is. You might not like how video games are. A lot of our entertainment, we can all agree, has gone downhill because of the quality that's being produced, women intruding, the woke culture, right? But we still engage in them and we try to find those little nuggets that do satisfy us. The rare game or the rare movie that is the gem amongst all the crap out there. Yet with relationships, guys don't take the same attitude. Sure, most women are a certain way out there, especially today. I just cannot believe, and I refuse to believe because in practice it's not true, the will with which I make my choices, the determination and the stance I take where I pick what I like and what I don't like. Sure, there's an element of luck where you come across someone at the beginning, who you see, who you notice, who you talk to, who you decide to make an interaction with and say, how are you? Or you strike up a conversation. There's an element of luck at the beginning, who you come across. But after that, guys act like there's no choice. And I talk to a lot of guys that say, you know, there's some guys that have a standard where after 2 or 3 months, they've told me, no matter how well the relationship goes, they bail because all relationships statistically end, or it's all an act and that honeymoon period is the only enjoyable part, or to protect themselves from falling in love and getting feelings, they bail really quickly so they don't get feelings and then they don't get hurt later on. Because as one guy once said, once you fall in love with a woman, that's it, she has you. This powerlessness of being submissive to women, not having any kind of agency, not being there, not having a choice. The idea that in the first 3 months of a relationship, you can quite confidently say, I'm enjoying this relationship, and I can say to her, I love coffee. But then after 3 months, I have to say, I like strawberry milkshakes like she does. I have to pretend to not like coffee anymore. This is what men's attitude is, that love is luck. That the only way I'm going to get a comfortable relationship, the kind of relationship I have with my friends or my family or people I get along with and trust, is like this, is that every relationship is rolling the dice. I think it annoys me because I had an element of this naive fear and supplication to women when I was young. I get it. I'm annoyed at myself and I'm frustrated at myself when I say men, because I realize what I was like. And I remember how much I was frustrated and the pain I went through and the disappointment and how I was a doormat to so many women with this nice guy doormat attitude where I just said yes to her because saying yes continually guaranteed to keep a smile on her face. Keep a woman happy, keep saying yes. Logically, it's the best way to make the situation positive. Doesn't matter if you want to say no. If you love seeing that smile on her face, her radiating with happiness and being around you, you say yes. Whatever she wants, you say yes. And I think this is where this attitude of relationships are luck because all women are the same and all relationships are the same. And they're all bad and men just drop into them, they get used and they get thrown out. We are this doll that are used by women, and then we're discarded when they get bored with their doll. And I'm sure men really dislike that attitude, and you can see it by how annoyed and how frustrated and how upset guys are, rightly so, especially when they're being treated bad. But do you act this way with your friends and family? Are you a complete zero, a hollow person who just agrees with whatever your friends want to do? What pizza do you want, human? Oh, whatever you want, John. You don't do that. You give your opinion. You state who you are. You let people clearly see the personality of human, his likes, dislikes, tastes, quirks, humor, where his lines are. And people feel secure with that clarity. That's why they like you, then stay with you, and you feel a connection with someone who's compatible, even if you're slightly different. But if you don't care about compatibility, you don't care about what's right for you, you go into every relationship being a zero, alpha Chad, who's got a great body and makes a lot of money. You're this hollow success object for a woman. That's how you think she's going to be secure with you and be grateful that, she keeps you. No wonder guys are frustrated, because there's this underlying sense of shame for being just an empty tool to have a woman accept you. That's all these dating coaches do, is game you to this superficial status of a lion that acts tough, that's accepted by women. All it is, all the pickup game and all this theory is they mask it with like, you've got to be confident and it's for you. It's not. If you took a woman out of the picture, what would all these ways of being a strong, tough male, what would it amount to? Would you really care? Would you really give a crap? Could you translate it to your friends and family? Would your friends and family care how much money you made and everything? All of the world doesn't really care. The only person that cares is superficial pumpkin, the modern woman today. And I agree, most of them aren't worth being with. But what about your choice? Guy's attitude is relationships are one size fits all. You are just a man and she's just a woman. There is no individuality in there. There's no me as human wanting a particular woman. I do not give a flying about women as plural. It's interesting as a subject to kind of, when we're talking about statistics and how society is, but I'm not trying to have a relationship with women in plural. I want one woman to appreciate and love one man, me. That means you have to have the courage and the clarity to know what you want, not apologize for it, be polite and civil, but everyone else is just going past on a freeway that you don't care. All you care about is sitting still with the person you want to be with. And if they're not, you let them go on their way. Stay in your contented life. The idea that there's this one size fits all women are the same, all guys are the same. If all women are the same and you're going to model yourself after all alpha dude bros, like you're going to become every guy, you're going to start a business, make money and get jacked, and that's all you are. It doesn't matter about your personality, who you are. Like, what special thing makes you up as a person that your friend Jack or Harry appreciates? No. With the rhetoric the male self-help community gives you, it's almost like the way you're trying to be a man, a tough guy, a high-value man for women, you should then, by that logic, be able to be a high-value man and be able to be friends with any guy. But you can't. You can only be a true friend and get along when you're yourself. In the same way, if you fashion yourself around a business model of a successful, high-status, high-value man, an empty woman will love you as an empty, high-status man. But a very particular you has the only chance of connecting with a very particular woman. And yes, it's hard. It's much harder than our grandparents had to sort of wade through. I agree, it's much harder. But do you give up and have a one-size-fits-all, all relationships are the same, and I just want to purchase one? That's what we're doing. We are commercially trying to purchase a relationship that's one size fits all, and we don't care about our individual selves. And that's why so many guys do everything they can to be a great guy for all women, and they feel alone and empty, and they hang out with their guy friends all the time, or they lock themselves away for an hour a night in the shed or in their studio to play with their hobby. love and intimate relationships that you want, if you don't look at the joy you get from your life from a singularity of you, who you are, what you want, what your tastes are, not apologizing for them, being able to articulate and communicate with people, sifting out who's for you, who's not for you, not being annoyed or angry, letting people who are empty, commercial products of, if you want to be a commercial man and go for commercial women, go for it. You want to just go for the cookie cutter Kim Kardashian dumb bimbo, you'll feel like you're secure because she's dumb and you can sort of control that dumbness. Good for you. But that dumbness has society behind her and the government and the laws behind her. I would say you've got more security in being yourself, being able to judge over time fairly with patience who you can really trust and having the security of that, not being a hollow man trying to get a hollow pretty woman. And that's your security. One size fits all in relationships today that you're being told by these pickup artists and dude bros. Go for it if you want. But I'm talking to the guys who want to specifically be themselves and find that rare specific person if they choose to date. Again, I'm not saying you need to. I mean, if you want happiness, you know that happiness in your life, contentment, a contented structure and routine comes from being very honest about what you want and who you are. You don't have to modify yourself to be accepted by all these empty hot women or all of society or other guys who are materialistic and accept you just because you have a great car or something or a lot of money. If you think that all relationships are one size fits all, that all women are the same and thus all men are the same, and you make yourself into a version of the high value male that all men should be, where you don't really have any individuality coming out of that cookie cutter man, then really you cannot be disappointed with this lack of authenticity or a lack of, do you really need so much window dressing around it to be loved and accepted? What does it say about you? If you notice these high value men, what kind of women they're going for? They're going for a fantasy. They're going for a woman who looks like a dumb bimbo, but magically they want her to be intelligent and level-headed and empathetic and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you talk about wanting to make it even harder for yourself to find someone. There's a model for you. Whereas I think as hard as it is today to find companionship, to find a relationship, and it is much harder than our grandparents had it. They had a better social structure, a dating structure to be able to find that. As hard as it is much harder trying to make yourself into an empty dude bro that's accepted and loved by empty bimbos. And then out of that, you want to flourish some sort of meaning and depth. You are both trying to fall in love being empty commercial products and never showing who you are because you don't want to show weakness. But for me, I advocate show her everything at the start. Tell her your fears, your insecurities, everything. Rip off the Band-Aid. If she doesn't like you, who cares? And for all the guys to say, well, no girl's going to want to be with you if you're like that. Good. For all your dude bro tough talking, why do you care if an idiot doesn't accept you for all your multifaceted sides? Just be who you are, the way you are with your friends. I don't see why that's such a difficult model. Oh, but you can't because she won't accept you. Again, who cares? You don't want her. You know you don't want her. A girl who's a 10 in looks but a negative 10 in character, guys will say, well, that's a good trade-off because I value looks more. You value looks, but really balance it out, guys. I mean, would you pick a great-looking car? Would you pick a car that's a 10 out of 10, but it ran like a bag of shit? You wouldn't. Like all other things in life, men tend to balance it with feelings and logic. The beauty of a car, but the functionality of a car as well. The best car has a balance of both, and also a particular balance that meets your desires. You like a certain look with a certain type of performance. But with women, it's like, I don't care how they perform. But everything guys complain about with these dumb empty bimbos is everything about their performance. We don't complain about their looks. You notice, sometimes guys will say, after they met her, she stopped taking care of her body and she turned into a whale. Aside from that, the vast, vast majority of guys' complaint is about the performance of a woman. But at the beginning, you don't care about her performance. So please stop complaining in the comment section about how some young bimbo broke your heart again when you don't care about your heart, because you approached the relationship without any heart, without any feelings, without any you. You didn't want a real person. You just wanted a good-looking doll you could go to bed with. And you wanted to be Ken. You wanted to be a Chad doll yourself. So why complain about your feelings being hurt? I really don't get it. Your feelings being hurt, if you actually describe and you went into it being open about your feelings and who you were, I get it. Your feelings were hurt because you led with your feelings and your personality. But if you don't, if you're just a empty cookie cutter alpha dude bro Chad, a success object who attracts young bimbos who are gold diggers, I don't know what complaint is about. Approaching relationships as one size fits all, that relationships are just luck, that love is just luck. No, love is not luck, gentlemen. With your eyes open, it becomes a conscious discernment and judgment of what is good for you and what is bad. And sure, a woman could kind of hide that and act initially, but if you keep the conversation open, talk to her, not censor what's on your mind because you don't want her to leave, you will sift through who is lying after a short period of time. And you will leave her and not tolerate years of a relationship or, God forbid, a marriage and kids with someone over decades. Don't waste your life, gentlemen. That's what I'm advocating. Love is not luck. Relationships aren't luck. And stop acting like it's a one-size-fits-all out there. If you approach relationships smugly as one-size-fits-all, it's all women and all guys, there's no choice at all. I'm an empty, choiceless person. You're going to get the results of that attitude. Anyway, I'm only frustrated because I kind of see bits of a younger version of me, but much, much more so from guys my age that are still acting like this and that are teaching other guys that every woman is the same and making themselves into every successful guy that every one of these empty, dumb bimbos would want. And then complaining why they're on this treadmill of success and still not being fulfilled. And they think the answer is to run faster. No, the answer is to slow down and be who you are, the kind of person you are with your family and friends. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, support the channel if you feel like it. Thanks to all you guys who have supported me on Patreon and PayPal. You guys are the best. I'll talk to you in the next episode. And, have a good one. Bye. In case anyone is wondering, the brand of coffee I drink is the coffee pods from Aldi. The organic pods from Aldi, the green and brown packaging at the moment. Very smooth. Believe it or not, I have cut down my consumption of coffee.